What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Universim Season 3. So coming straight into, dead nuggets in the expedition camp. So camp them up, get them healed. It's only 50 creative points each, and there was 2, I think, so clean that up nice and simple. Ministry health completed in there in the background, which means we can set a minister to get our hospitals built automatically, which is good, to keep the sick nuggets down. As a slight spoiler, but it's just rules really. The Highlanders that are immortal, that live forever, are capped at 250 years, or actually it's technically days, right? In games. So for those of you that are playing that have seen that, unfortunately that will happen at 250. They will pass away. It doesn't show you anything, or I haven't seen anything, but clearly there is a cap on them, so they can't live forever, like it sort of says. I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but the research says not, and obviously all of my characters that I started with will likely start disappearing at the 250-year-old situation. So what we're actually coming into here is the remnants of the volcano that happened in the last episode, and it's decided to actually be useful, as in based on a volcanics eruption standard anyway. And by useful I mean it destroys my buildings quite a lot. This is the first time it's been an annoyance. I'm still not able to stop it. Basically the actual sort of rocks that it fires out, I have no control over them. I won't be able to stop them, but by the time it actually fires them out, I'm not going to know where they're going, or so you can't really stop it. If it lands on a building, it instant destroys it, and if it lands on a nugget, it instantly kills them. Now I'm trying to get a bridge across here. You can see I'm trying my hardest, but failing miserably. I just feel like I should be able to link that up, and I can't. Again, I'm not. It's a bit finicky, the bridges, because the ends are so large. The footprint that they need is also quite large, so you do find that you have to put them down where you want them before you build around it, I would say. Otherwise you're going to have problems later on, and that's why a lot of these bridges, you can see this one here again has been knocked out by the volcano, so I'll put it back. Probably wasn't being used for anything, but as we build up to the waterways, I want to put a bridge over them so that they can carry on spreading. If they try and spread around the waterways, it slows them down because there's usually not many roads there. So coming back a little bit later, and I've just noticed actually that the what do you call it? The believers, there you go. The believers that I have is 227. We have 537 nuggets. So there is a massive reduction in the amount of nuggets that actually believe in us, and I don't know why that is. It's the first time actually that it's happened where just everybody's not happy with me. Looking at the way I do it, it's the same, so I keep everybody healed, using my points to heal them, which in turn means I'm a good god and then gives me more points. Very rare occasions I will grind someone up, but I don't believe I've done that yet in this series, that I remember anyway. So it's a bit strange. I'm a bit confused as to what's different in this gameplay, other than the gene, of course. But the gene doesn't say anything about the lack of... There you go, another warehouse and residential building knocked out by the volcano. Yeah, the gene doesn't say anything about negative to the believe in, so I'm honestly not sure. If anybody's got any thoughts or ideas, please do let me know, but it's the first time that I've noticed that happening anyway. Usually it's a lot closer than that. I mean, probably for the 500, maybe 450, but not lower than that, and this is not even half, right? So then we've got the team returning, so you can see down at the bottom we've got 47 discovery points. We can go and collect those now from the expedition camp. And that goes to 117. So not bad for a first level expedition that was a real pain in the arse to manage, because they really can't carry anything. There's only 10 of them. I won't be doing another one. That will be enough to boost me through the first few researches around the water, to speed up the water pumps and the cleaning of the drinking water. I'm gonna let this guy put out the fire because that's what they're trained for. So why not? They do a very good job of it. And there you go. Oh, and I got an achievement as well, apparently. 20 fires put out. I'm not sure if that's 20 fires put out total, which I very much doubt, or if that's by an actual fire nugget. I'm not sure. And then as another note, just while we're on the subject of the water, remember though that you really want to get your eateries up and running to the point where the eateries make juice. The juice that the eateries make is much better and lasts a lot longer than the actual filtered water. So if you have enough eateries, your water source and your drinking water source won't be as tacked as what it usually is. Normally, though, you'll find that you're not going to get enough eateries down because they require nuggets to run them, right? And to process the goods, food and juice. Whereas the reservoir just sits there and fills up as long as you've got water incoming, and then filters passively without any interaction from a nugget, other than keeping them from falling down. The engineers, that is. And what I was saying about the trees missing from the town, and this is a perfect example. This lumber camp, I would expect to always have trees growing because I expect that he or she or they or whatever, they're going to grow them, right? But for whatever reason, they are not. It looks like they're just going and getting more from elsewhere, which isn't really the purpose of a lumber camp. So I've stocked it up anyway with a bit of power there. You can see it's nice and full of juicy trees now. So we'll see how that goes. I do need to get some animals tamed. Now I've got the farms, the cattle farmers. What I want to try and do is get at least one of each, because you can do the mammoth, the deer, and the tortoise, although they call it a turtle. But it's a tortoise. It's got feet, not flippers. And we can go and find one of them, get them tamed up, and then we can at least have, and that's the volcano, no doubt. Yes, it is. Get that rebuilt. The only downside to that is all the resources inside it, yes, were, and you saw me shaking there, that was a bit of an annoyance, because a warehouse means I've lost a lot of resources, because all of my warehouses have a decent amount of stock in. So yeah, it destroys that, but it can be rebuilt and we'll get it back. And I'm loving how much gas we've got, nearly 3,000 gas, because I fought forward on the whole power plant project to make sure that we don't run out of power ever. After the last series where we had that horrible kinetic power, it was awful. The windmills, although I thought they were quite challenging, were pleasant. So windmills or power plant, either or, pleasant. The kinetic, never again. Not unless I do one of these like impossible playthroughs where I'm expected not to actually win. That's when you use them sort of things to make it almost impossible, because they're just useless. And there we go, getting them discovery points to good use here. All of them, yes, all of them apart from that last one there on the water, and improving the water processing speeds, outputs, etc. And then the last one being the vehicle bay, to start giving the nuggets vehicles to allow them to drive round where needed and speed up that process. Look at the bird, it says it gives 10 health, 3 food. So I tried telekinesis on the bird, but they just explode. Yeah, like that. My bad. Sorry. It was for science, so it's okay. And now that research is complete, obviously most of it was discovery point research, which is instant. We can now get the vehicle bays, vehicle garages. They're just called garages. Yeah, garage. We can just get them in. Now I'm going to do 5 to start with, because we have 540-ish nuggets. 5 will be enough. And then obviously from there, depending on the limitations on fuel, which at the start it will be oil, then it changes to actual fuel. We will see how we go. I'm going to try and squeeze them all together. I don't know why. I always do. I guess I'm a creature of habit. I like them to be together. It's just so that when I actually want to look at them and check anything, I can see it's all there, as opposed to going by one by one by one, which is an annoyance for like when you're looking for stuff. Like when I was looking for corpses in the cemeteries, there's so many scattered around that I was travelling all over the place trying to look for the corpses of the so-called immortals that keep disappearing on me. We obviously have Lisa that's gone to the moon, and then if you don't get abducted, you have an expiry date of 250 years, it seems, so far. If anybody gets past that 250-year process, I may have to rename them to goats. Because at the minute it's looking like nothing can surpass the 250-year or day limit that's in the game. Garage is moving along nicely. The first one done, 100 vehicles straight away, and you can see them popping up here and there. And that's using 12 oil per 10 minutes. So 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, yes. 60 oil per 10 minutes when they're all finished. And that being the mammoth there that is tamed now, and the last of the 3 that I needed to tame up. I didn't know it was going to give an achievement, to be honest, to tame all 3. Like you get an achievement for collecting all 10 of the crops. But it didn't, because that was it, and it didn't do anything. So then I thought, well, I'll at least set one type in each building in case that's an achievement, and it's not. And yes, you can go and look at the achievements, but I never do that. I like to try and guess what achievements are and find them or bump into them by accident. I do like achievements, and I am a bit of an achievement hunter. I was obsessed when I used to play World of Warcraft many years ago, spending weekends and decades on that blooming game trying to get just achievements, but for this one, it's just more simple. And no, I don't believe there is, because I've got 4, 2 of which are deer, 1 is turtle, and 1 is mammoth, and there's no achievement popped up. So I don't think there is anything for that. Now we get the spider infestation again, and go in. They aren't going to hurt anybody. Leave them alone and study them. You get 2 free sciences completed, and you just lose 50 food. 50 food is no big deal for us. We've got plenty of it. And 2 free science just means we get to the moon quicker. So I don't see that as a problem personally, and I think that it is the options. I can't remember off the top of my head what the other variants are. Maybe I could look at making something if people need it for the events. I've got no problem helping with the quest, but the events are a bit more multiple choice. Doesn't tell you what you're going to get until you've actually done it though, which is interesting. Now, I don't actually have a rehabilitation centre, which is what I started with, but we can also make the prison now as well. So what I'm going to do is just go over here where there's a bit of space and chuck down both next to each other, because why not? And then if we get any people that need death row, we've got death row, and if we've got people that need to be rehabilitated, we can rehabilitate them. Either way, we've got both covered. We've got plenty of police stations scattered throughout the city, and very often you hear the sirens going where somebody's being arrested. So it would be interesting actually to see how often they go when you have the 𝐕 gene, the one where they can walk 30% faster, but they're forever stealing. Because I did try that once, I think, but I can't remember how it went. No, but interestingly, it's and here comes a UFO. Trying to steal one of my Immortals, no doubt, but we will do what we always do, and that is switch to electrify, slow the camera down. They pop out pretty quick. Now you can give him a knock and he'll start going in a direction, and I wait until I know he's not going to land on a building, because it's quite a long distance that he crashes. And there we go. And then we get a free loot box from that once it disappears. And that's no buildings or nuggets destroyed from that UFO. Right, so coming back a little bit later, just allowing again, what I'd normally do, just allowing things to settle. Resources are settling. Glass is still a problem, it always is, and it always has been through all of the series, really. But you can see a barracks is being built now. I've got a bit of an infrastructure, so where the exiles are, I have gone to put the barracks there. So there's one exile. which is the one that looks like it's named by a real person. It's odd. And then the others are there. So what I've done is, you can see 3 barracks are being built there. Just standard barracks with the walkers, infantrymen, rangers, that's what they're called. Haven't researched any of the other ones yet, so I'm not too worried about it, and I'm not going to, I don't think, simply because they just cause a humongous lag, and it's a lot of effort to build when there is only that one exile settlement there that are allies with us, and they have very little in terms of military. Anyway, the one on the right, the blue one, has 2 helicopter bays, and the one on the left, the red one, has 1. Now, I didn't actually realise while I'm doing all of this, but I've still not unlocked the gunpowder spell because the discovery points I didn't see as worth it yet. So all of my guys and nuggets have still only got bows and arrows, or crossbows to be specific. And we clearly haven't put much attention into collecting boxes, so I will do that shortly because I've not unlocked any of the magic buildings. Which is weird. I normally get a lot more than that, but I think I spend more time looking for them previously, whereas in this series I'm spending more time following the actual immortal nuggets to see what they're getting up to and how long they're going to live for. Though now we do know that as an expiry, it's a little bit disappointing, but we tried it. I would be interested to see actually now the green lander one, because like I said, we never have any trees within the actual cities. That should make all of these roads all nice and pretty, because wherever they walk, they plant trees. So it might be interesting to try that. We'll see. In terms of 1.0, obviously now you've seen everything for you guys. Please do leave a comment, either here or on any of the videos, really. Do me a favour and just let me know your preference now for 1.0. Because for me, I think, unless we want to make it almost impossible, kinetics out the window. Wind or power plant, so combustion, are fine. And then for the next one, which is nuclear or solar panel, either or is fine for me. I'm not bothered about either of those. So let me know what you think. Obviously, the consensus we'll go with. I'll try it. If we want to make it extra hard for 1.0, why not? But there are a lot of new things in there as well that we can try. So it's give and take. But yeah, let me know in the comments and let me know what you think, and we'll do that. Okay, so I've got 30 infantrymen, or the rangers as they're called, and they are on their way. I'm sending them to, you can see them down there, look. I'm sending them to the blue to take out. I'm not sure how well they're going to do against the helicopter. Well, I know now. The lightning doesn't do that much damage to it. I was actually rather surprised and realised I didn't have any other powers left, so at this point I was up shit creek without a paddle, and we'd already committed. Luckily, the crossbows brought down the helicopter quite nicely. They only have 1 helicopter left, and they come straight into that boundary, no fear, and the crossbows wipe out that one also. And then the crossbows managed to wipe out the buildings. Now, the physics behind that I am not sure on, so any scientists that are watching this, please do let me know. But it's interesting. And of course now they're going to go and butcher and eradicate the entire city. Crash coming up there, I'm not sure what that's about. I'm having a few issues and bugs with this one, as well as the people going disappearing, so it may be the nugget, the Highlander thing, and causing problems for too many nuggets living too long, or it might be something else altogether. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. It's going to let me carry on, it lets me carry on, it lets me save. The only thing I've noticed is that the roads have disappeared, and by disappeared I mean where you place a building you can see where the roads are going to be. You can't see them anymore. But I don't care about that, it doesn't matter. At this point I've already made enough effort that the main village and town, city actually, is completely set up to go. So you can see they really are brutal. You've got all of them 27 whatever it is nuggets chasing that one poor person. And then they're going to go back and take out the last remaining buildings. And with that, they'll go home. And that is that entire populace gone. Without too much drama, I didn't need to waste my time with tanks and helicopters and all of that, and the lag that we got in the last one. So, interesting, but it works. And as you can see, they're making their way back to the barracks now, so I can go back to the barracks, Just top up, we lost 6 people in that fight out of the 30, so that is reasonable, I would say. And then we just saw that we actually had the gene splicing, which means we can now make the tower, the cloning tower. So this is where it gets more interesting, I hope. So for those of you that have one already or want a new one or whatever you want, here I will make your nugget again. You tell me what you want it to be, whether it's a zombie, whether it's a Greenlander, because we can do that now, even though it's in here, and I might actually do a few of them regardless. But your nuggets only last until the 250, and at this point, most of them are dying off because we are at that sort of level. So if you want me to either rename just the next oldest, which seems a bit pointless, or clone you one, you tell me what colour here, anything you like, you know how the clone tower works. Any gene, any colour, skin, any colour hair, utensils, blah blah blah. You say it, I will make it happen, and then we'll see if we can keep you going for as long as possible. I'll also try and make sure we get you to the moon, because why not? But on that note, we are at time now, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support and helping me out throughout this period of me learning to be a YouTuber. Appreciate it very, very much, more than you could possibly know, so thank you very much for that. So please do like and subscribe where possible. Take care. Goodbye.